Tonight on the South Today, Wanaka athletes clean up at the premier Halberg Sports Awards led by Zoi Sadowski-Synnott. Christchurch circular deliverers could face a heavy penalty if they deliver junk mail to the wrong houses. And a Dunedin organisation celebrates moving into a new home aimed at keeping up with the demand for crisis support. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. The Wanaka region cleaned up last night at the Halberg Awards, with one of their local superstars taking home New Zealand's highest sporting honour.
Snowboarder Zoi Sadowski-Synnott was awarded the top honour, becoming the 60th recipient of the Halberg Award, after winning Sportswoman of the Year earlier in the evening. The snow sports athlete wasn't able to be at the ISPS Handa Halberg Awards as she's currently competing overseas, but her father Sean was there to accept the awards on her behalf. Zoe became the first New Zealander to win a gold medal at the Winter Olympics during last year's Beijing Games. Meanwhile, her Wanaka counterpart Nico Porteous took home the Sportsman of the Year. He was the first male to claim a Winter Olympic gold medal, winning the freeski halfpipe. Corey Peters missed out on claiming New Zealand's favourite sporting moment, but was named Para-Athlete of the Year after claiming 2 Paralympic medals. He splits his time between his home base in New Plymouth and training in Wanaka alongside his snow sport teammates. Dunedin-born skier Gustav Legnowski completed the Otago list. He was awarded the Sky Sport Emerging Talent honour for his gold medal in freeski halfpipe during the Junior World Champs. Across the South Today.
Dunedin's new hospital workers may have a possible place to lay their heads at night after a long day's work. However, their daily commute could be from Brighton and back. The Dunedin City Council has granted resource consent to build 40 one-bedroom units on this former Brighton Road caravan park site. GK Accommodation Limited initially applied for 46 units to be built on the site, but amended their plans before receiving approval. The small apartments will be 3 by 6 metres and contain sleeping, living, cooking and bathroom facilities for one. The caravan park was sold to the new owners in 2021 and has stirred up concerns from locals who are wondering how it will fit into the community. People who deliver circulars or so-called junk mail to marked letterboxes could face big fines in the future under a new proposal by the Christchurch City Council. The up to $20,000 fine is part of the council's attempts to reduce rubbish in the community.
A potentially costly mail delivery. Christchurch residents could face a fine of up to $20,000 for the offence of putting junk mail in letterboxes marked as no circulars, as part of proposed bylaw changes, with the Christchurch City Council asking for public submission on the amendments, which are aimed at reducing unwanted rubbish in private mailboxes.
The aim is to combine 2 bylaws that we currently have, the Waste Management Bylaw and the Clean Fill and Waste Handling Bylaw, into one, which will reduce confusion and reduce administrative burden for both parties.
There would also be fines for littering around charity collection bins, and stray shopping trolleys are also under discussion.
As part of the consultation, we put it out there to say, is it an issue that the community wants us to address as part of the bylaw? But there will be an associated cost and impact to this business if it is. So, and to the ratepayer if it is part of this bylaw.
The proposals would also give residents the ability to opt out of paying for curbside collection services if collectors can't access their area, or if they arrange for an equivalent commercial service option. Consultation on the bylaw changes close on February 26. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Organisers of the Mensierto Amp Show are thankful to be back up and running after a few disrupted years. But this year's event was also nearly canned. Crowds packed into Ranfurly's Domain grounds to watch the events on offer, but the yellowed grass reveals why the AMP show nearly didn't go ahead for a 3rd year in a row. Water restrictions in the Ranfurly area could have seen these horses unable to put on a show, with irrigation cut off from the horse arena leading up to the event. However, a storage truck was used to regularly drop off water in the days before the show, a welcome sight for organisers helping stage the event.
Because the last two, 2021 was cancelled on the Monday, 2 days before the show. 2022, we knew in advance we wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. So it was a bit surreal this morning once we got going, and a huge relief.
For those wanting a break from the horse shows, there were stalls including balloon making to keep the kids entertained throughout the day. A Dunedin suicide prevention organisation is celebrating after moving into their new central city facility. Life Matters say the new Hope Centre will allow them to help more people in the face of soaring demand for crisis support.
Dunedin Mayor Jules Raddick opening Te Whare Tumanako. The Hope Centre on Hanover Street will be the new home for the Life Matters Suicide Prevention Trust in the city. These new offices are 3 times the size of the previous base in Albion Lane. Staff say the extra space will be crucial to expanding their counselling services.
We can fit more people in quicker rather than having to try and juggle. It means also that hopefully we're going to get more known, especially as we're seeking more funding.
The Trust says there's often long wait times for people seeking mental health support through the public system.
Life Matters employs private counsellors so that we can get people in to see someone, because you can't wait 3 to 4 months when you're in crisis.
The Dunedin Trust will also use the larger space to help train up more volunteers.
Demand for our services has risen hugely. We're seeing more and more people seeking help, which is a good thing, but it's also not a good thing because it means we're in crisis out there.
After the move to the new centre, staff are now working towards expanding the hours when they can offer crisis support. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. 5 Otago Polytechnic students with an eye for fashion prepare for Dunedin's most iconic runway, and a colourful aurora has popped up on the side of an Invercargill mall.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Hi, we're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities,
including little bobs.
This is the big one. My mate John's taken 25 to 75% off everything. No exclusions and no exceptions. It only happens once a year, and this time it's bigger than ever. This is the big one. My mate John's massive annual sale. 25 to 75% off everything. Only at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street. And my mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Some top Otago Polytechnic students are preparing to make their way from the classroom to the catwalk. 5 fashion graduates will see their creations on an iconic local runway alongside the work of top designers at the ID Dunedin Fashion Show.
Sydney North strutting her stuff as she showed off her garments for Otago Polytech's Collection 22 showcase last year. Now 5 fashion graduates from the showcase have been selected to present their creations to a wider audience as part of the ID Dunedin Fashion Show. The former Otago Polytech students will be sharing the runway with an impressive range of local and international designers, providing a reward for their hard work.
It's always refreshing to see something that you have contextualised for the runway on the runway. So, I mean, another chance to see it reflecting under lights, so I'm not mad about it.
And while many of the graduates have previously worked behind the scenes at the fashion event, none of those selected have had their creations shown in the limelight.
So I kind of get to see both sides of it, but it is very cool that this is the first time that I'll be able to see my designs on the actual runway.
It's an exciting time for the graduates and seems to be a proud moment for their families as well.
And of course, when I got to tell my parents that, oh, I'm showing an ID, my own designs this time, not just being backstage, I was happy, of course, but so were they, and that was kind of nice.
The young designers will present 3 pieces from last year's showcase as part of a capsule collection, with the ID Dunedin Fashion Show set to return to the railway station over the last weekend of March. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Invercargill residents got a bright surprise last night as a central city building unveiled a colourful light show inspired by the southern skies. This LED show lit up the top of the Invercargill Central Mall last night for the first time, illuminating the facade of the shopping centre's car park. The lighting display will be turned on at 9 p.m. each night and follows a 30-minute colour cycle inspired by the Aurora Australis, also known as the Southern Lights. Invercargill Central Management confirmed that LED installation is programmable, meaning that it has the ability to change the display at the recently completed street mall at times to celebrate special occasions and events. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Snowboarder Zoi Sadowski-Synnott won the Supreme Halberg Award last night, alongside awards for other Wanaka athletes. Putting junk mail in marked letterboxes could lead to a massive fine in Christchurch as part of an effort to reduce rubbish. And Suicide Prevention Trust Life Matters has moved into a new home to help provide more counselling services to those in need. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Hello, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect to read?
Well, more devastation, of course, being uncovered in the North Island, so we have updates on that. Bridges out. What else have we got? Napier without power for 2 weeks. And the PM is calling for a new look at roading. So more of those sorts of stories in the paper tomorrow. Also, a decade-long battle about heritage shop fronts could soon be resolved.
Right.
A councillor has bemoaned the fact that local authorities have a disgraceful lack of power in this situation. So we talk about that issue. Clutha vets have come out swinging about carbon farming, and they warn that small town, rural New Zealand, some of the small towns there could well be lose their ability there. So more on that, and of course heading to the weekend. Just give you a weather update before we go. 30 degrees on Sunday. How about that?
Golly, are we ready?
I don't know.
It's a bit hot.
Bit chilly today, wasn't it? So,
yeah. That's all right. We'll take what we can get at this point.
Exactly.
It's nothing compared to the North Island. Thank you for sharing this evening.
Cheers.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, there's fine weather developing tomorrow and continuing on through Saturday, but a warmer northwesterly airflow will bring increasing cloud and some rain in western areas on Sunday. Heading to the top of the South Island. Fine with light winds up here as the bad weather passes, so light winds and 23 in Nelson tomorrow. Similar in Greymouth with 22. And Christchurch can expect those southwesterlies to drop back, leaving a cloudy 19-degree day. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. Cloudy with light winds and 19 up in Ashburton and Timaru tomorrow, while Oamaru is much the same, however slightly cooler with a Friday high of 18 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. A fine day with light winds through here. Expect 25 in Wanaka. Good conditions for the final Highlanders pre-season match in Queenstown with a clear 24 degrees expected. And Alexandra is looking the same, matching that high of 24. Heading further south. A fine day with light winds through here tomorrow too. Expect 22 in Balclutha, 21 degrees in Gore, and a partly cloudy 18 over in the Catlins. And down to the deep south. Fine and cool tonight in Invercargill, dropping down to 7 degrees. Now the next 2 days look sunny with patchy cloud at times. Expect 19 tomorrow with southerlies and 23 on Saturday with nor'westerlies and high cloud. And finally heading to Dunedin. Cloudy later with 11 as the overnight low. Sunny tomorrow with some clouds and southwesterlies. The high will be 18 degrees. Into Saturday, expect breezy nor'easterlies and a fine, warm 19-degree day. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.